Obviously, a really good win for our guys today. Can't say enough about how they came in there and played with so much enthusiasm and so much conviction to win this game. This is a hard place for every team that's ever played in the Big Ten to win at. And so it's so good that for us to be able to come out of here and get a lead, keep a lead. They didn't make any significant charges other than I think Blackman hits a 3, gets 6 in the second half, and then Duncan answered right back with DJ with the assist. Huge play in the game. And then Derek Walton's just controlling the games. He's doing a great job of reading what's going on. X gave us a great lift so that Muhammad could get his rest so he could go in and try and lock down Blackman. So really enthused about it. Our kids are enthused about the win. We get a day's rest, and then we go into a cluster of 4 games in 10 days that we gotta play just as well as we did today.
Coach, can you explain how this is your first road victory of the year, the way you play against Indiana?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not that difficult, really, because you play at UCLA, you play at South Carolina, nobody wins there either, right? We played at Wisconsin, we played at Michigan State, nobody's winning there either. So there's 4 of the 6, right? Now, Illinois beat some people too. And where was our other loss?
Iowa.
At Iowa, right? We lost in overtime, and we had the ball. So that's how you explain it. They're really good teams. We're really good teams, but hard to beat a team that's better than you on the road. And as 4 of those teams were, this season, have been this season.
John, it was kind of a week of first for you guys. You know, you got Michigan State off your back, you got a road win off your back, you got a win here off your back.
Yeah.
You kind of see this group kind of starting to believe it can do some of these things that they've been asked about a million times.
You'd like to get the win so we can all stop talking about it. I mean, that's a big thing. But I mean, in reality, we're not talking about it. If we throw in one against Iowa, we're not even talking. We're talking about one play here or there. And so, but it was big for us to be able to get these wins against Indiana, against Michigan State. There's that group of games right now. Those have been the blue bloods in the league for the last 5 or 6 years that we played them. Whether it was Ohio State, whether it was Wisconsin, Michigan State, Indiana, those were the teams the last 4 or 5 years that have been up in the standings. So to have that type of challenge is one thing. Now we go back in. Now with the 6 games left, it may be as difficult, if not more difficult, than what we just went through. So just game to game. Don't worry about road record. Don't worry about anything. Just seize the day. Make each day better than you were the day before.
John, when you look at DJ, he was kind of all over the place in the second half. It seems like he kind of. Those things just kind of instinctive, when he's taking guys off.
Yeah, he still does some things I scratch my head at sometimes, like it was turned down to 3 and go in, and then could have dunked it one with his left hand. But he's just, like I said, watching him grow right now. Here's the thing that's really good about him, is that when he's critiqued, when we try and coach him up, he's so receptive. Some things he's doing now he wasn't doing at the end of the year. He said, "Coach, was I doing that against SMU?" I said, "No, you weren't. These are habits we just get." So he has really been really a pleasure to coach, but he's doing some great things. His 3 that he made in the first half, since his injury, you don't know, he was injured a little tweak in his ankle, and that he hadn't felt the same. I didn't think he looked the same. He said he felt great. He didn't look the same. He looked better today.
John, what do you think the difference in the game was today?
We were able to guard them at the 3-point line. I think that they are really, really good if you let them go in at the 3-point line. And we did a great job of trying to do that, trying to minimize Bryant's ability. He's really, really excellent player. Davis is really going to be good. Is it Davis, Dron Davis? Is that right? Big number 20. Oh my goodness, he's going to be good. So they're both to try to minimize what they could do and take away the 3. That's hard when they got both an inside game and an outside game. Our kids did a great job. All of our defense. I thought a big point in the game and the first half, start of second half. We couldn't score, but they only scored 2 points in that. I don't know how many possessions. It seemed like there was 6 minutes. The bottom 3, the top 3 of the second half, nobody could score, and that was good because our defense is getting better. It had to get better. It was really bad.
Coach, to kind of follow that up, towards the beginning of the Big Ten season, perimeter defense was a real issue with this team, and now you held one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country to 21%. What's really kind of changed in the past couple of weeks? That
I think that we. The guys have understand there's another level of effort, number one, some technique that we're working on, and just playing a team, going through this league a couple of times when you're playing some of the guarantee games, right? You might have one or 2 shooters out there, and you can key on them, and we say, Mohammed, you got him. Now, when you're playing teams with 4 or 5 shooters out there, some of our guys are a little slow to react. And we've got to understand you have to get punched in the mouth a few times. You understand, yeah, this guy, Thomas Bryant can shoot. We better not give him an open shot. In our place, we stood and looked at him, right, and said, well, he's 6'10", he can't shoot. Yeah, he can. So I think sometimes you just learn from your mistakes.
Do they value defensive possessions as much as offensive possessions right now?
I think we are now. I think we are now, without question. They realize it, and Derek won't let it stop. It's really interesting going into a huddle when I hear Maurice or I hear DJ or Zach instructing other players about what we have to do on defense. It's really healthy for us.
Now, this is a little far afield from today's game, but what was your take when the NCAA comes out with 16 top seeds and there's not a Big Ten team in the list?
You know what? I don't pay enough attention to the other teams. I think the Big Ten will end up doing their work in the NCAA tournament, because I think what everybody thought was this league, right, was going to. We had such a great season last year as a league, that this league was down this year. It is not down. I think it's just stronger top to bottom. So teams like the Marylands and the Wisconsins in this league, just let them. And Purdue, I really think Purdue is tremendous. I know you don't want to hear that in Indiana. I think Purdue's tremendous, and those type of teams right now can go a long way in the NCAA tournament. So we'll answer that question in March.
Did the vibe and sort of the intensity of the crowd feel different than other times you've been at Assembly Hall?
Only because we were winning. That was and I know if they went on a run, it would be as loud as ever. As loud as ever. Yeah, our kids, and we told them, Wisconsin, we've been in some great venues to play. Wisconsin, Michigan State, UCLA, South Carolina. I mean, really tough places to win. And we didn't win there, but the kids had felt that vibe, right? And that's all. We kept them quiet, I think, more than there wasn't. I didn't sense any lack of enthusiasm.
John, where do you go from here with Zach?
Well, I think just do so you get a day off tomorrow. Just keep working. He's just 1 or 2 shots away from changing this thing, and we got to keep believing. We got to continue to look at the big data, the big body of work with him. Okay. And so when you watch him shoot drills, you watch him with a gun, nothing's broken. But he's just got to continue to go, and it's just it could be like in baseball. It could be this bloop single to right field that gets him off the snide. Something's going to happen good for him, and it's really gonna help our team.
With Zach continuing to struggle, does it give you some measure of confidence to see guys like Xavier, Duncan sort of step up and fill that void?
Yeah, we need it, and we need for Zach to do well. How can I help that team and let the game come to him? Don't press. How can I help the team? Today he did on defense. Great job on Robert Johnson. Right, that's what we need from him right now. Rebound, talk, use your experience that way, and let the other things come. Let the other stuff sort of come forward.
Do you think he's more mentally equipped to deal with this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In a freshman or sophomore, this would be much more difficult for him. In fact, it was. And now he understands there's another part of it, and he's got to embrace it. He'd been down here 3 times, he had never won, and he's an Indiana kid, so it was big for him. I was glad that he could get that.
For the most part, with the lead, you guys were able to suck down the clock. You guys were taking a lot of your stuff inside the arc was at the basket. Was that something that, is that a sign of maturity?
Yeah, well, I think we tried to, especially when X was in there and some other, we just really tried to attack with the lead, but maybe get a little bit of a rest as well, as we start running our stuff, but really try and attack downhill to get 2 feet in the paint without throwing it in the paint.
Going back to guarding Brian, it looked like your help defense was pretty much similar to what it was in the last game. Was that the game plan going in? There wasn't much difference?
You have to look. I don't want to give away any secrets. No, it wasn't like we did in the first game at all. It was a very different defense, but it did. I don't know if it helped or not. I'll have to look at the numbers on it. But we didn't want to give him. He's too talented. We didn't want to give him the same look every time.
But on that, how much more comfortable are you asking DJ to go help in instances like that and kind of know where he is on the floor right now?
Yeah, you know what? DJ's one of our best helpers, and one of the issues is he's an over-helper. He'll give too much help and then possibly leave up a rebounding angle or a three-point shooter. So he's learning this. I'm just telling you, the young man is, for 2 years, we've worked really hard. But the cerebral part of the game, he has the ability to do it, but he hasn't had to be measured up and accountable in games for it. It's scout team. It's been scout team. It's been high school. It's not like it is now. And he's just embracing it all and trying to grow from it.
So in the locker room, you posted something on Derek's back after the game.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, we saw it on
Yeah, that was our pit bull. He was on his back. He was good.
Is that every game now?
I'm bringing him with you. I'm bringing the picture with me to every game.
Just the pit bull, not the poodle?
No poodles are allowed. No poodles are allowed.
All right, thanks,
Thanks, everybody.